Hello again, everyone. Out here in the beautifully cool nighttime air, fighting the good fight, fighting the forces of evil, keeping negativity at an all-time low. How you doing? So, I've been in a pretty slow period of my life lately. I have been keeping up with the good habits really well, and I've been pushing and pushing, and I've been doing, you know, I've been doing more videos lately. I've been doing a lot more writing, a lot more meditating, but there usually comes a time when you start stringing a long line of good habits together where the you just slow down, and it's almost like your body's fighting you. You might feel like you're in sludge. You might feel like you're in a, you're walking through molasses, like this really just thick, just lumbering, slow feeling. Especially if you go to the gym. If you work really hard in the gym and you're pushing to make those gains, you'll find yourself being way slower than your brain wants you to be. And this is a focal point in a lot of people's self-development and self-improvement journey. What happens is, especially for newer guys, people who, early on in their journey, what happens is they slow down and then they basically dip right back into the bad habits. This especially this especially affects me when it comes to the habits you have to resist. I can very easily just bust out a lot of good habits, but resisting the bad ones, sometimes you find yourself in a place where it's so easy and so tempting to do one, and then you finally do it because you haven't done it in a while. And at that point, you have a choice to make. And most people, most uninitiated folks out there, their choice is to go, well, I already screwed up, so let me just do this other thing. Let me just, oh, I scrolled on Instagram for 2 hours by mistake. It's kind of a useless night anyway. Let me just get on a video game and, not go after that goal I set for myself. They don't think about that part, though. They don't think about the part where they're throwing away their dreams. I It's really important to keep your eye on the goal in times like these. It's really important to remember why you're doing what you're doing. You probably have a goal to retire the ones you love and, start a family of your own. And you're not going to get there when you're wasting away your hours at bad habits that only please and satisfy you. So it takes a lot of willpower for a lot of us, especially these modern day bad habits like scrolling and the over, the the handcrafted junk food that's specifically designed to make us addicted. It's really easy to just dip right back into it, you know? And even worse, our mentality, once we finally hit that breaking point in our own minds, like once we do something so bad that we can't deny it, our mentality shifts and we decide, oh well, my my self-image is down here. I'm a wanker, I'm a whatever, and I might as well just fulfill that role even more by doing something bad, something instantly gratifying. And I'm here to tell you not to do it. I'm here to remind you, actually. Hey, leave a comment if this video came to you at just the right time. I'm here to remind you, get back to your goal. It doesn't matter if it's not sunny out or you're feeling slow or sluggish. It doesn't matter if your body hurts. You could do something valuable with your time. It doesn't need to be specifically, oh, the gym, or oh, something, your top priority. It doesn't need to be your top priority. It can be a good habit that also falls in line with your problem right now. You know, your body could be tired, but you can still read. Your mind is probably still functioning. Or if both your body and your mind are tired, maybe you can just meditate. I'm sure you don't even have to meditate for that long. If you're not a regular meditator, you can go for 2 or 3 minutes and there you go. You just tick it off the list. That's your good habit. And you can do your best to stack other habits onto that one. You know, keep it going. Keep it on a roll. Don't stop. Keep that energy flowing through you. And it's really important. It's really, really important not to cross the threshold, not to stare into the abyss too long to the point where it just grabs you and takes you in. You don't want to do that. You want to keep yourself on the light side. And, you know, it's much better to be someone on the light side who made one dark side mistake than it is to be Anakin Skywalker, right? Who was on the light side, wanted to become a master, wanted to be so, you know, wanted his status and wanted to get what he deserved, frankly. And, you know, the fact that he wasn't getting what he wanted turned him to worse means of attaining those things, and then eventually he just goes way too far off the deep end and finds himself in a pool of lava. Lucky to come out alive, but unlucky at the same time, because then he becomes Darth Vader and he, you know, his life is just suffering, but he's still effective, he's still powerful, he's just in suffering. Spoiler alert. That's kind of like someone who still goes to the gym and owns a business, but he also has like side chicks and he has lots of meaningless sex, you know? Like, he's still a powerful force, but he's also not in the kind of place he actually wants to be, and I don't really want to be in that place either. I want to start a family. I'm trying to be a father, and I'm trying to be an inspiration to millions, you know? I'm not playing little leagues here. I want to do something, I got to do it right. And what's really important is to redefine what consistency is in your mind. Your idea of consistency, especially if you're new to just getting into self-improvement habits, it's probably something along the lines of don't miss any days at all. You know, like, go to the gym 7 days a week, get the exact amount of reps in you're supposed to get in. You know, write every single day, read every single day, meditate every single day. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to be consistent, you just have to not give up. Okay? There was a time when I was going to the gym 5 days a week and I was pushing as hard as I possibly could because I wanted the gains. I wanted the absolute surefire way to make some muscle and make some gains, right? So I pushed as hard as I could. I threw myself against the ceiling of my ability up here. I just threw myself right against the ceiling until the ceiling itself moved and I broke through and got there. And now it's not perfect, you know? It's not even close to that. 3 days a week. I'm kind of maintaining at this point. I'm actually trying to lean out. But that doesn't mean I'm inconsistent. That means my volume changed. That means I'm still going and I'm still athletic minded, but I'm not, you know, I'm not at the level that I was before. And that's mainly due to just my priorities changing. I'm starting to, you know, prioritize this channel more, get into business more, learn more about how to make money online, and just not have to worry about putting food on my table and a roof over my head with hours upon hours upon hours of back-breaking work, you know? We all want that. Check out the 4-Hour Work Week if you want a detailed explanation for that. I like that book. Yeah, 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. Good author. And yeah, it really just comes down to be consistent and don't trip harder than you need to. You know? Don't trip harder than you need to. Just, if you find yourself in a bad habit, if you find yourself doing something that you really shouldn't be doing, take a moment. Take a moment to respond to that situation, not to react. Don't dig the hole deeper, because you have to climb out eventually. You're still on this goal. Get yourself to a position where you can recuperate and get yourself back on track. Okay? You don't got to be ruining yourself. You don't got to pull a Tyler Durden and hit rock bottom so you can be enlightened or something. All right? Keep it simple, y'all. Take care.